kids test their parents at different times. And I think that the way how you deal with it as a parent kind of sometimes builds their character, and you could be molding either a really serious beast of a child or a good child that is well disciplined. And when they do test you, you got to pass.
And this is the problem I have with nowadays when you got these beasts that they're growing these days, man.
Beasts out here, boy.
These children are beasts, man. When I see them, they are all 6'2", 300 pounds. Like they should have wrestling. You know when they caught the wrestling figures before they walk. That's what they should happen every time they get on a bus.
215 pounds.
Yeah, they should do that before they
coming out of South London.
Trust me, because it's getting to a point now where they are actual monsters, and these kids are just looking at you like, yeah, what are you gonna do? What can you do?
You got to shank your own child. You got to be prepared to do it. You got to prepare to do it as well.
Chop the Achilles, bruv.
No,
one time.
Come on. Yeah, people can't walk again. Come on now.
Sometimes they need to know that they
be on their knees, bruv.
Yeah.
Get down there,
you
boy.
be on the same level as me, so I can punch you in the face.
You know I'm not serious.
Yosh.
That we started today.
Yosh. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects, welcome to episode 24 of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. I am your strong and stable host, Stavros Boss.
I like that one.
Before we just talk about whoever else is in this room, overseas is still DJ Webslinger, and so he's not going to be on this episode. He's still in South Africa doing whatever he's doing over there, probably dancing to some house or something, annoying me, making me jealous. Jermaine is not here, so the rest of the Jacksons, let's see who we have in the room.
Simple Simon, wretch around and wretch it off.
Mr. Wolf is in the building looking for Little Red Riding Hood.
Hang on a minute. Whoa. Why Little Red Riding Hood?
Why not?
Why do you want Little Red anything?
Listen, she's, she's legal, bruv.
He just decided straight, boy.
Okay. Wahala is most definitely, as always, in the building, people. What's good?
So, gentlemen, have you had a good week?
I'm just looking at that popcorn over there, boy. I got a popcorn fetish,
A popcorn fetish?
I love popcorn.
So,
sweet popcorn.
Sweet popcorn. Sweet.
I don't want none of that salt business in there.
Nah, salt popcorn's an abomination, man.
Are you lot mad?
Why would you want salt popcorn?
You lot are mad.
No, I don't understand it. You know what? You like dumplings with salt in it as well, innit?
You lot are
See, I don't like dumplings with salt in it.
You lot are crazy.
Yeah, I love my popcorn.
I'm savoury. I'm not really into sweet stuff.
I'm a sweet person.
I got a sweet tooth, bro. Straight up.
I'm sweet as well.
Nah, this
as a nut.
Sweet as a nut, mate. Sweet as a nut. All right, have it.
Talking about Jermaine Jackson, we mock him. Have you seen his wife or his ex-wife?
And is it his ex-wife?
And his new
one
woman
that's like 40 years younger. So remember back to the podcast where we were talking about that.
Yeah, but is that sleazy though? Because he's 67 and the girl's like 27. Is it sleazy?
Is she 27?
Or something like that.
I think it
was a massive.
No,
gap.
it was like 20 something, bro.
She's in her 20s.
No,
wow.
She must have been in her 20s because the gap. It wasn't just the gap. It was the fact that she was just so young as well.
It was a Grand Canyon. It wasn't a gap. It was a Grand Canyon.
Yeah, he wants the young meat, innit?
Yeah, but is it okay though? Is it? That's the question.
He had good meat though. That's the point.
He had good meat, but is it okay though? Like, can man really do 40-year gap? Let's be honest.
I think at that age you are looked at differently when you have a young woman.
Okay.
I think at this age, if you are in your late 30s, mid 30s, and then you go for a young thing, you're not looked at as a right person.
Yes, but he's 62 and she's 22.
Come on, bruv.
Wow.
That's your Little Red Riding Hood right there.
Is he even bringing his brother into disrepute now?
Oh, he is, bro.
Making it look like it's a family thing.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
We're gonna have to go out and get him young.
22 years old.
That is 40 years of age.
He's got a son. I'm just going through his children now. He seems to have like 9. One of them is 28 at least.
Oh, his son's looking at his dad and thinking,
but
daddy.
fam, 40 years.
Another one is 33.
old. I'm not 40, you know. Like all of us in here are not 40,
Ooh,
and that's
close.
a gap that he's got between.
He's got a 38-year-old daughter.
Jesus Christ.
A 38-year-old daughter. How old is this woman?
22.
Boy, and he's
One of his daughters is almost old enough to be this person.
She hasn't even finished uni, bruv.
That's deep.
She hasn't got a degree.
How-
She's sleeping with a Jackson.
How long has he known this woman, man?
It don't matter.
I see that as grooming, bro.
If he's known her for a long time, makes it worse.
Hold on.
That's
This
what I'm
man
saying.
really does have like 9 children. I'm going through their ages. So the oldest one that I've just found now is Jermaine Jackson Jr.
Jermaine.
How old is Jermaine Jackson Jr.?
41.
40.
Bruv.
He's 40.
So
his, I'm assuming is his firstborn son, is old enough to be his girlfriend's dad.
listen. That's the dude. Don't think.
How deep is that?
If the 40-year-old man was going out with a 22-year-old, we would say that's peak. You should be going out with a 22. That's what we would be telling him. How can you be going as 40 to a 22-year-old girl? But the granddad himself is now passing through there. How do you pass through that one?
So
Boy.
yeah, that ain't right. Man.
All right, me and the missus when we was in Thailand, we was discussing this. I don't know where it came up. It was a random question where they were saying that what would you do, yeah, if you're 60 or whatever, and you got a son that's in his 30s, right? And then one time the son brought one girl to your yard, didn't it? You're all single, everyone's single there. Don't know what happened to the mum. She might have disappeared. She gave you jollof, so you sacked her, innit? Ghana jollof, so you sacked her. So she brings the girl around to the house and said, "Dad, this is the girl I'm seeing at the moment." And you man already banged it.
Oh, God. already, you know. That's very
Hold on,
deep.
this is a conversation you had with your missus.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was from like a story that was happened or something like that. Anyway,
That's very
so
deep.
Nollywood film, surely.
you already banged it, yeah. So you say to the
As the father, yeah.
I think yeah, as the father, yeah, as the father, you've already touched it, blessed it, showed her the works. You know, in fact, anything that she's picked up from that you've shown her, she's given to the son, and he's appreciated it. So then, but I think this was reversed. I think it was a woman that was involved, not a man. So it was a daughter and a mum. But anyway, so then 2-2s now. You tell your son, and then he just says, you know what? Because you touched it, I'm only just seeing that it's not a big thing. I'm gonna leave it alone, yeah. And then you say, cool, but then that still carries on banking.
Then that part of the story, like obviously we can't put ourselves in those shoes anymore.
So you would stop?
Stop banging.
Yeah.
If I was a son,
If he was a dad.
no, you don't. Obviously, you're not putting. You don't want to. No dad here is going to carry on banging a woman that his son had any kind of connection with.
But he was there first.
Does the son owe me money?
It doesn't
Ray
matter.
J, man. Hard-headed.
Yeah, but the son has just said, I'm not going to see her no more.
Yeah, the son said, I'm not seeing her no more.
Hold on, Mr. Wolf, are you contemplating it?
I know Mr. Wolf will bag it. Let's be honest. I don't know why under the dog, bro.
And I'm gonna soothe it as well. I'm gonna make it as smooth as possible.
What do you mean?
You're dealing with this woman, or you've dealt with her, whatever it is, and she was wicked.
He's a regular. He was a regular.
Your son hasn't actually banged this chick yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so has he even banged her? Is like you marry in a club or something, blah blah blah, and then
Are they even dating?
No, he said that I'm going to see her for the first time, and then can you drop me? Something like that. His car's broken. Yeah, just drop me around the corner, innit? Like I don't want to bait up.
And then at the time
But
that
you
the
just
son
you
finds
just
out,
happen to sit there in the car. It's like, let me just watch this boy. He goes around the corner, and then they come back walking back around the corner, and it's like, oh,
it's her.
yeah.
Well,
So he hasn't even done anything yet.
Yeah, but the original story was that the son has found out that his dad has been banging, and because of that reason, he's allowed it.
Yeah, he's allowed it.
Yeah, he's still leaving it, but
Yeah.
I want
But-
it because he
but-
brought
but
the girl to
on-
the house. I
but
think
on
once
this
you're
case-
bringing chicks to the house,
Nah, it was just
But
just
on this
showing you
case,
he's on
you're saying that
It's
the
the same-
son
it's the
doesn't
same-
know.
no,
So-
he knows. He finds out.
You tell him,
But
innit?
I'm just trying to say, in Wale's situation, he introduced a woman to you, and for me, if my son introduces a woman to me, then I cannot do anything with that woman anymore. It's a different. Well, it's not. I don't think it's a different story, but I'm just making it smooth by saying he hasn't even like you just so happen to see the woman, and then you tell him when he gets home or something like, oh, blah blah blah. Did you do something? Like, no, it was just a first date, whatever. We just went to the cinema. And he says, well, son, I've whatever, and then he says, all right, and I ain't gonna do nothing with that girl no more. No, thanks for telling me. Cool. But are you still dad?
I wouldn't pursue it. No.
Well, you're in your let's say that you're in your 50s, 55. It's hard out here for a pimp, innit? You can't really find these young things no more. And she's fresh from, fresh in the plate, ready for you. She likes that old style. In fact, he was out of the way going young. She doesn't normally go young. She likes old.
I wonder what the woman would do once she finds out that that her daddy, that she used to do it with the boy's daddy.
She's either gonna feel disgusted or disgusted.
Or disgusting.
Do you think there's man out there that's battered with their son?
Of course.
Of course.
Oh my god.
Straight up, man.
What do you do after
And
that?
I'm-
You just go around and have dinner together.
I'm sure I know a couple of them as well.
Men are filthy out here, man.
Simple has just been quiet this whole time.
I can't imagine it, man. It's mad.
I don't like that situation.
Yeah, it's mad.
I
Makes
don't
you
like
feel
that
at ease,
situation.
innit?
So I'm gonna change it.
It's mad.
We were out. Was it yesterday? We was out.
Mm.
All right, at dinner. One of the mead had a birthday, so happy birthday.
Yums, big up
And
yums.
we were talking after. So Simple Simon and Mr. Wolf wasn't there. So I don't know. If have you told them
Tell them what?
what happened after the dinner?
No, I wasn't even there for. I was outside for a bit anyway. So I didn't even see
Well,
them.
you came in afterwards. Listen. So we went to dinner and blah blah blah. Went to have some drinks afterwards. And so we're talking. A lot of us have children, and we're talking about smacking. And can you believe there was a bunch of about maybe 8 or 9 of us, and most of them had children, and they said all of them, all of them, they don't want to and they won't smack their children.
Oh wow.
But they're all Nigerian.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I like fully fleshed it out because what they're saying is that look, I didn't enjoy the beatings I got. The beatings didn't mean anything to me. It didn't help me. It didn't do anything for me. So I don't want to do it with my children. I want to be able to talk to them. I don't want them to be afraid of me. So I said, okay. And, well, I didn't because I cussed him, but I continued and I said, all right. And so what if they lied to you? He said, one of them said, I still ain't gonna beat them. And I said, for me, lying is a big deal. It's not a big deal for everybody. Okay, but what if they went into your wallet and stole £5? No, I want to know why they stole the money.
Okay. Are they considering the age of these children? Because they've got, from what I can remember, they've got very young children.
Some of them have got old children.
Okay.
It's not the age. They disagree fundamentally with the beating. One, because they feel that some of them have the view that it's not going to get the required results. Smacking is just going to make a child afraid of you, and they want to have some sort of kinship with their children.
It's the man them, yeah?
That they didn't they didn't have with their parents.
They use power words such as communication.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that what's going on, yeah?
I didn't know Nigerians knew how to communicate.
This is what they're saying. Look, we couldn't talk to our parents, so I don't want my children being afraid of me. And then some of them were saying that. Well, all of them said, if you smack your child, they'll take your child away from you.
So this is a matter of fear. This is not a matter about what they think is appropriate or inappropriate. They're just looking at fear now. Because as soon as somebody drops that bottom line, to me, that's like, this is the law. The law says this way. That's fear.
No, they have two things, two aspects. One is that they don't think it works anyways.
Yeah.
Or they don't like the side results of it. And then the other part is that, and then on top of the fact that it might not work, I don't get the required results, my child's going to be afraid of me, and then also the law might take my child away from me. Social service is going to be knocking on my door.
Simple Simon I'm not really an advocate for beating children either, yeah? But I'm not going to say to you that I wouldn't beat my child. What I would say to you is the timing and the relevance of the beating is in accordance with what's going on. So that a child can understand from the get-go, okay, I'm getting beaten for this. I wouldn't say I've got a zero beating policy. No, I haven't. But the line to get there is, I'm not just going to beat you for nothing. If I beat you, you know that something happened.
If you're getting beaten regular, it's just to the point where the beatings become nothing no more. It doesn't even make sense. So you need to hold a beating for a special occasion.
That's what I'm saying to you. You can't just beat any old
It needs
beat.
like to be a Christmas and a birthday gift almost.
No, he's right. You don't just beat for the sake of beating.
To come at a time when, a surprise beating. But I don't know. I've already said this. I think I've said this before in the podcast. If I had a daughter, I wouldn't beat my daughter. But my boy would get a good beating. But the mom can still beat the daughter the same way. The daughter, I'm working straight on disappointment and upset. She needs to love me enough that when she does something that disappoints me and upsets me, it should affect her to the point of breakdown.
I had an opportunity listen, I had an opportunity to beat my daughter the other day. Not opportunity. There was a scenario that it could have gone that way, and I went for the old school Nigerian punishment rather than beating. So I made her stand on the spot. She's not ready for picking pin yet. Well, I don't think she's ready for picking pin yet. So I made her stand on the spot. And at first she didn't understand.
Can you explain picking pin for the people that don't know?
Okay, so picking pin is like the classic
Tongue twister.
yeah, exactly. It's the classic. I don't know if it's definitely Nigerian, but I think it's like an African thing. I've had friends from different countries say that they had to do the same thing. South Africa, like outside of the continent. So picking pin is literally you take your index finger and you put it on the floor, and then you lift one of either of your legs up in the air, and you basically balance. Don't move. And the penalties for moving can change from anything to get back into that damn position, or you get beaten and then get put back into the damn position. Picking pin is the beautiful thing. It's an industry, it's an institution, and we should really have a pure mental program around
You
it.
should use that more. I think these new age anyway, I've said it on before, on the podcast. These new age parents are pussy, man. All of them.
I agree.
They're all pussy, man.
I agree.
They all take it away. Oh,
One of my arguments was, if we all beat our children, can they take all of our children? They said yes, they can. No, they can't. This ain't no Obama business up here, man. If we all beat our children, what are you gonna do? Take them all? And this is why they're all shanking people and doing stuff like
And
that
that's
on the road.
and,
the truth.
and that's the thing. It's funny enough. I was watching a video on WhatsApp just yesterday. I think it was. It was an old video. It was where this woman from the Caribbean was beating her child with a belt. Was beating her daughter. Her daughter must have been about 15 or so. About something about social media, and she was giving her some serious licks. I do not disagree with beating a child. Putting it on camera and social media for me is just stupid.
Yeah, you don't embarrass your
I
child.
I don't get that. But with me, I've disciplined my son in a way. You get me?
I can't see you giving a beating. You know,
He strikes me as the type of man that will just chop him in the throat quickly.
he's the type of man that will beat his child and then straighten up after he's done it. Make sure he looks neat and clean, tidy after he's beating him.
No, my son has felt my wrath, and no, he has, and when you speak about or when those our boys have said that I don't want my child to fear me, I want my child to fear me. Yes, I do. And
I even told these man, you're God fearing, innit? You're Christians. Yeah. I said, what did God say? I am the Lord your God.
and you shall fear me.
Damn, he didn't say respect me, please.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's the problem with society. Yeah,
That's the problem.
Children,
with
the
society.
children don't fear God and they don't fear
And
man.
they don't fear.
The same Bible, if you want to use bars from the Bible, same bars in the Bible.
Listen,
says,
let's not go down that road of using bars.
no, it says there in the same Bible you're talking
Respect
about.
the mother and father.
No, you respect the mother and father. There's that, and there's also spare the rod, spoil the child.
Oh,
there.
yes.
That's
If
what I'm
you're
saying.
backing me up, because my logic is you can prove and disprove anything you want from
Of
the Bible.
course,
Yeah.
of course.
I thought you were gonna throw a bar disproving it.
No.
Yeah, someone said to me yesterday as well, and this is a good one. If your child does not fear their parent, they will not fear any other adult out there.
No, why would
They
they?
will not fear any authoritative figure.
But they do.
So-
though.
so-
There's some uncles that they fear that they won't step to their parent the same way
some
they step to
old
their-
school uncles that they'll fear, but when we're talking about the modern day generation that we live in, they're going out there disrespecting teachers, they're disrespecting authoritative figures because they haven't got that discipline and that fear in the house. Now, my son, one day he may come onto this podcast. Who knows what is going to happen? But he will tell you that I love my dad. Me and him are really, really close, you know. But the boy fears me. And he should. And I tell you what, the one thing about my daughter's so smart that she looks at what her brother's been through and says, nah, I'm not about that life.
Nah, I just think that
Girls too smart,
I
bro.
think girls are just different with their dads, man. I don't think they fear their dads, man. I think girls feel disappointed in their dad. I don't really think they fear their dads that much. I always say that with this thing, you have to have that beautiful line, man, of fear and respect. You've got to have it, right? You've got to have that line.
They don't. I think because they experience the wrong side of that line, they weren't on the line. They just experience the fear. They don't know that there is a balance on that line.
Well,
Because they're just saying, look, I want my child to respect me and to like me, almost like me and to be friends. I said, what? So the line, me and you are not friends, that doesn't exist anymore. That's what we all heard growing up. And it's like, well, I want him to talk to me. And I think Mr. Wolf has a point. Your child can talk to you, and
And
pay you
feel
at
you
the same time. Yeah.
He should be able to come and talk to you, but he should know that if he talks to you in the wrong way, you should bust the whole face open.
Yeah.
My daughter is 7 years old, and all I need to do is raise my voice with her, and then she quivers. You know, I don't need to go to the extent of, you know, raising my hand. All I need to do is raise my voice.
They all said this though.
Yeah.
They all said that's the same with them though.
I had a discussion
I don't know, man.
just today with one of my nieces about her. You know, my niece has got my niece and my nephew's got 2 children, yeah, and I was like, oh, this one used to love me, man. She used to love me the most. And then she said to me, the reason why she don't love you the most anymore is because of that one day that you switched on her. I didn't hit her or nothing. I just got angry. And the fact that she still remember is like ages ago, you know, because that day everything changed. Because then she could see that she could actually be scared of you. And I said, that's good. I said, I'm glad. Because you need to know sometimes that you're not invincible. There is people out there that you should have fear for.
Yeah.
You should also be able to go and run to that person if you need help as well. But you should also be scared of them.
That's the weirdest thing with children, though. Like you discipline the child, and they come to you crying. It's weird. Like you just told them off. You just disciplined them, and they're going.
Yeah, I'll say if you've got a woman in that situation, then it's I call it the what did I had a name for it many years ago. No, it's like I call it the something complex, like the child complex. And I said when you smack a child, the child will go and then they'll come for you for the hug. I said it's a strange like duality with it.
Stockholm
blatantly Stockholm.
And I said when you find a woman that happens to, so you beef with her or you do something like something that you shouldn't be doing or something aggressive or shouting or you have an argument, and then immediately she comes to you for comfort, you should be worried.
Happy.
Why should you be worried?
Because I think it shows. Not when I don't mean that they come to you and they want to make up. They come to you for comfort. So I don't like getting into an argument with my missus and then she's giving me silent treatment or cold shoulder or something like that. I don't like it, but I think that's normal. I don't think it's normal for me to chastise you and then you come to me and say, you know, comfort me now. I think it's a mental. I think it's mentally. It's gone down the wrong. You've gone down the wrong path.
What if his pain is?
That's a different story.
I disciplined my son.
I'm about to say you discipline your woman.
No. I disciplined him about.
You have to discipline your woman as well, by the way.
4, 5, 6. No, about 6 months ago, and I disciplined him well. It was it was an accumulation of things that he had done, and I tell you that he hadn't got a discipline like that in a long time.
Did he forget, innit?
So so simple.
I was gonna say, did he know why? Did he know that this was a accumulation of things?
Absolutely and positively, yes. Trust me, it was an accumulation of things that he was doing, and I was just saying, son, listen, you're testing me, you know, and it just kept on coming up, and I was pointing the finger. You know, there's an actual saying in I think it's Grease Lightning, you know, where he says you're cruising for bruising.
Look at the things my man remembers. You know.
Listen,
that's a big line from that film, man.
You see,
or wherever film
you
it comes from.
You can remember.
I know the line, but
film.
it's his face. You see his face.
Grease Lightning, I've watched maybe 1,000,000 times, and I put that down to my older sister.
But it's just not called Grease Lightning. But okay,
it's called Grease.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, so it just kept, and I was telling his mum, warn him, you know. Warn him, this is what he's doing. I've warned him. He's done this.
You said you told the mum to warn him?
Yes.
You better talk to him.
Oh yeah. What's after that?
Before your dad put the spark to him.
Arms, legs. Yeah, so he just got me to the point, and boy, after that, yeah.
Let me ask you a question though, yeah? Isn't it the right of a man or a boy that when he gets to a certain age, he needs to start testing mandems, even if it's your dad? You have to start testing yourself against mandem.
No, I would say yes, to a degree. But what it also has to understand is that once that test is a mark of more than one thing. You get what I'm saying to you? The test is a mark to say you understand that you are coming into something new, but it's also a marker that says, now that I'm in that something new, I also have to understand that we can't stay in this space together. Yeah, because I'm trying to achieve what you're achieving.
Nah, but you have up this. It's like them times there when you come in the house and your mom set the dinner table for everyone, and you just go sit in your dad's seat and start eating. That's not testing.
Yeah, but what you'll find is that kids
Yourself
test
right here, man.
kids test their parents at different times, and I think that the way how you deal with it as a parent kind of sometimes builds their character, and you could be molding either a really serious beast of a child or a good child that is well disciplined. And those times will come maybe from when they're 6 months to a year and a half, 3, 7, 10, 14, and then 16, all these different periods. And when they do test, you got to pass.
And this is the problem I have with nowadays when you got these beasts that they're growing these days, man.
Beasts out here,
Some
boy.
of these children are beasts, man. When I see them, they are all 6 foot to 300 pounds. Like they should have wrestling. You know when they caught the wrestling figures before they walk. That's what they should happen every time they get on a bus.
215 pounds.
Yeah, they should do that before they
Coming out of South London.
Trust me, because it's getting to a point now where they are actual monsters. And I think to myself, imagine if you're a mum and you ain't got a dad that's even backing it, like that's even. And these kids are just looking at you like, yeah, what are you gonna do? What can you do?
You got to shank your own child. You got to be prepared to do it. You got to prepare to do it as well.
And I get it, why?
But the thing is, because
glass in
there
there too.
are some parents that get to that point, especially some single mothers, and it's like they threaten, and when they don't follow through, that is a failure of a test.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Don't open your mouth to say you're going to do something and don't do it.
Yeah.
That's a rule of life.
To all the mums out there that have got these 6 foot youths and you're only 5 foot something, hit them in the knees. Trust me, they can't take it.
Achilles,
Chop
man.
them in the throat.
Achilles.
Glass in their cereal, man.
What?
Put glass in their cereal.
No, come on,
That's
Dad.
an Oz business.
Nah,
Okay, there, boy.
leave that out.
And
You remember
BC.
that from Oz?
I didn't watch Oz.
You didn't watch
I
Oz?
didn't watch it, man.
wow.
I
Just
couldn't.
stand in their eyes when they're sleeping, man. It's anything you could do
Was that sand in the eyes?
when they're sleeping.
That's another WWF move.
No, because I don't know. What can you do? Like
Achilles, man. You chop the Achilles, bruv.
No,
One time.
come on. Yeah, people can't walk again. Come on now.
Sometimes they need to know that
Be
they
on their knees, bruv.
yeah.
Get down there,
Yeah, you
boy.
be on the same level as me, so I can punch you in the face.
You know, I'm not serious.
Guys on social media, when you're listening, please let us know. ESN Podcasts, and that's Twitter and Instagram. Let us know, what do you think about beating children? Are you pro? Is it con? Do you think that there's negative repercussions? Did you get beaten and you feel that it didn't help you in any which way? In fact, it made things worse, like some of my boys are saying.
I always spoke afterwards. There was always a discussion and an understanding of.
Now, son,
You
do you know why?
Yeah, they need to know you love
Do
them.
you know why I beat
one
their
time,
ass?
one time. Yeah.
I told them, the boys, look, man, I was quite happy to let my children run around with your children. I ain't letting them run.
And I got beat, you know, and I'm kind of glad that I did, man.
So am I.
You should be have a story to tell, man. A beating is a story to tell. Every child should be able to go to school and talk about the beating that they got.
Boy, the comb in the head, boy.
But
The
I
chair
will
in the
say,
face.
do not beat your child out of anger.
Yes.
You
One
beat
time.
you beat your child because they've done something wrong.
Yes.
Because you're agitated.
The example I always give, because I've seen it, is you're washing the dishes and they drop a plate and bang, and it's like, hold on, they just dropped something. You don't beat a child just because they dropped something. You beat a child because they've done something wrong. So that now that's abuse as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Like, or you come home from work, you've had a bad day, and the child says something that usually is
I want to live with my daddy.
Take that punk ass with that. Take that punk ass back to your daddy there.
Go live with your
Your
father.
punk ass. And that punk ass daddy of yours.
Go live with your
No
father.
penis daddy that you got down there.
Oh God.
Damn.
So
Well, I went in there.
Hey, trust me.
I sound like an abused woman, man.
That's what you did.
Like you cheated on me and went with a white
Trust
woman.
me, bruv. You were channeling your inner hurt woman.
talking about children, have we all seen the trailer for this this program where it's apparently 16-year-olds discussing sex?
Oh,
Yes.
hang on a minute.
Horrible.
I shouldn't call the name of that, should I? We're not
No,
promoting
I'm
that
not
in
promoting
any way,
it.
space.
I saw it on Twitter first of all. I saw the trailer, and I tagged the Metropolitan Police. I said, "Is this legal? Is this correct?" So just to fresh it out for you, and I'm not going to repost the video, but what it is it's kind of like this. What is it? Black Chat London or what's that?
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
It's got that kind of format.
Yeah, it's got like the Black Chat format. You have I think about 6 boys and 6 girls, And what they've done is they've split the screen in half, so you see the boys on the top, the girls at the bottom. Clearly they're on the opposite side of the room and they're talking to each other, but it splits it so you can see them all at the same time. And they're basically talking about it. They're in school. It seems like they're in school uniform in school as well. That's what it looks like.
Minors.
Yes,
that's the bottom line.
And well, legally, 16 is not a minor, is it? I think they advertise as 16.
Okay,
but they are talking explicit sexual content. Worse than some of the things that even we say. Worse than some of the stuff that even Webslinger says. That's what I'm saying.
Even on the series 1. Season 1.
Yeah, go back, have a listen.
Trust me, there's explicit stuff on there, boy.
I'm happy to report them kind of things to the police. And some people have told me, listen, they're 16, yeah? They're not minors legally. They can have sex legally. And we all know that we spoke about these kind of things when we were 16. And I said, yeah, that's cool. No problem. I cannot argue with you on any of those points. But what I can say is, if there's an adult, especially if there's an adult that's decided to take their time out, because these questions are the questions that they've given them, yeah? Mm-hmm. So what do you think about swallowing semen? And stuff like that, all right? Yeah. Yes, yeah?
That's what these kids are talking about.
So they've set them up. It's semi-well produced.
Mm-hmm.
They've given them these questions, they've recorded it, and they're posting it on the internet. Nah.
Social media.
That can't be...
On the internet.
It's on YouTube. Worldwide
web.
Because
imagine that is your child and they're talking about, well, I guess, if you come in my face, then fair enough. What can I do? Stuff like this. 16-year-old girl talking about this.
The thing about this
on TV
is that people think that the internet is not forever. You can go for a job interview, a university thing, and now they search for your name on the internet. Now imagine you go to your uni or your college interview, and they search your name to see what you've been doing on the internet, and that comes up at 16.
Just on that, there's guys. I think it was in Harvard. And one of the initiation things that these guys in Harvard did, there was a secret group on Facebook where for some reason you had to do like sexual jokes and racist jokes, nonsense like that. And the Harvard found out about it. They had like a temporary, or what do you call it, when it's like we've given you the position, season hasn't started yet. Season, school hasn't actually started yet, but you got your position. And then they found out about it. They just said none of you can come. So exactly your point. Just because you put something on social media, things can catch up to you. And this was a secret group, not things posted on bloody YouTube for everybody to see, because these people's parents are going to see this.
And then they won't be able to beat them either.
Because social services is going to come and take the children.
But social services can come and take the children because of sexual contact as well. This is what I'm saying.
That's the point. They're 16. They're allowed to have
sex. It don't make a difference, man.
It doesn't legally. It makes a difference. They can talk and do.
That's if they're
sexual
definitely
things
16.
My thing is that their parents can see it and they'll be disappointed in the child, but I'm more disappointed in the person or persons that have put this together. And bear in mind, it might actually be kids that are putting this together.
Potentially,
it might be in school. Potentially be children that are putting this together. But at the same time, I do think it needs to be investigated. I reported it on YouTube as child abuse, because I don't know for sure that they're 16. So I looked at them and they looked a few years younger than that. But
They did to me.
You just never know. And
somebody told me don't snitch.
Snitch.
I thought that's a child mentality, man. I don't know. Obviously, you don't know who it is on the internet.
Because
what's child mentality? Not snitching.
Yeah, in this sense, yes. Because I don't believe. I think that the snitching rule should apply. Actually, if you're in some sort of illegal activity and you get caught up with one of your partners or one of your people that you actually do stuff with that is also doing illegal activity, I don't feel that you should snitch on your person to get less time. That's what I believe. You're a band of brothers or a band of thieves. You went out there to do something. You got caught. Take that, innit? Hold that. That should be part of the contract of doing that. But when you're a normal civilian, you didn't sign up for that. If I'm walking down the street and I see somebody that shoots Simple Simon in the leg, runs off, and I'm the only one I see them, and I kind of know who they are, I'm snitching because I'm a civilian, and Simple Simon's a civilian. We're not gangsters. We're not trying to do nothing. We don't get caught up in it in a game that we said, well, this is part of the game. We're just walking down the street. We're podcasters. We're lovers, not fighters. So I'm snitching, but it's not snitching. It's only snitching when you're a criminal.
I'm snitching, but it's not snitching.
But you know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell on you, but it's not telling on you.
I'm gonna tell on you.
I just don't like the idea that they didn't mask their faces. It's very exposed.
Yeah, they didn't mark the children's faces.
Yeah, yeah.
But they marked their own face.
Well, that's it. It's like
So
the
it
people
masks.
behind the camera. Who are you? I'm under no illusions that kids, even younger than that, speak about these things. Do you understand? They speak explicitly. They speak about sex. Some kids are having sex from the age of 12, 13. Do you know what I mean? But to openly and publicly, boldly put that out there for everybody to see,
It is ridiculous. I wonder if they got their slang for all of the slangs that we used to have. Remember when we used to call people Barry's girls? Why is it why to this day? Why was a blowjob a Barry's?
Who knows?
Why is it Barry? Why is it Barry White's? Like, there's somebody out there that made that term, and I want to know why do people back in our time call blowjobs Barry's, and then why is it now a Barry's girl? It's a Barry's girl, isn't it? It's and that was it. You that tag, if that got tagged on you,
What's
that living
Bobcat?
I have no idea.
Bobcat, you mean?
Bobcat. Okay, Bobcat.
Bobcat in there.
It's the same, whatever, man.
Any
Bobcat.
species of feline.
Bobcat is a man that eats vagina, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But why?
Bow, innit? You're bowing to the cat.
Yeah.
It's a yard thing. It's meant to say bow, but because the one, innit? It bow
Yeah,
cat.
he's right.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm good with the Jamaicans, innit? They feed me a lot, so I'm good with them.
Man said he's good with the Jamaicans.
Man, I had some patties today, brother.
Jamaica.
One time.
Them patties weren't nice, man.
Best patties in South London. Trust me, I'll take you there one time.
Best patties were in my school. But I've said that before. I'm not going back into that. Yes, they were.
I'll bring them next week, man.
I don't want to talk about these filthy, disgusting.
All right, then. Let's talk about that guy, Corbs.
Wait.
Oi, Jezza.
JC.
And Teresa
JC,
Maday.
mate. JC's my man.
All right.
I see him dab.
He did a dab.
Oh, it was like a caricature of him dabbing, bruv.
Have you seen the swagger since the election?
He has gone
I've
on like
seen
a
him,
G
bruv.
now.
Have you seen it?
I've seen him do a bop still.
Have you seen? So we're recording this on Sunday, and on a Sunday mornings on I think the BBC they have a political program, and I watched his little interview that he did. What's it? Something Maher or whatever. Or
I heard about it.
Or whatever it is. And his last statement is: so the man said, "So you know, do you have the tenacity to keep it up? Are you can you keep it up?" He said, "Look at me. I got the youth with me. Best double entendre in political history. I got the youth with me."
JC's a G, man.
For those that don't know, the general election has come and gone this week. Conservatives, it was a hung jury. Hung jury.
Okay.
General
all right.
election for
Okay.
the United Kingdom.
For the United Kingdom.
For those that
Cucumber.
are listening out of door.
Go on, Mr. Wolfman, you finish it off because clearly I'm talking about.
That was a hung parliament. So you had Theresa May, the leader of the Conservative Party,
Sith Lord.
the Sith Lord herself. She decided to call a snap election to give herself more muscles. Like, I don't know, it's almost as if she felt, let me take this spinach, and the way our Papa got his muscles, that's what would happen to her. And it kind of went the complete opposite way. She wanted to get...
Yeah, it came out the other side.
Yeah, it came out the other side, bruv. She wanted to get more power to go forward with the Brexit. And to be honest, she didn't need to, but she did it anyway, and it all backfired on her.
I would have said it's like she took Viagra, and instead of giving her the hard on, it gave her a heart attack. I think that's probably the best way to describe it.
No, to me, it's just for me, it was blatantly a good example of female ego. Like,
Yeah.
I did say it's a woman thing, innit?
it's
Like,
female ego properly.
you got into power because somebody, by default, because somebody gave you. Well, no, because there was still a political.
She beat Mandem to
There was a leadership battle.
She beat them.
but
she never got elected.
But she
in.
never got elected as
By the
prime
people.
minister. Yeah, by the people. So instead of just holding your corner and saying, you know what, I'm here. You had a strong image. You did beat out many other men and a woman to become leader of the Conservative Party, and then thus the leader of the running party of the country, and just hold your corner in it.
Be humble.
Deal with that. But exactly.
Sit down.
Be
humble.
bitch.
But there's
Sit out.
there's a reason why she said she did it though, and I kind of get it when you think about it. She said that she wanted the political. She wanted everybody to say that, you know, you're in power, so she could go and have these Brexit discussions
she
and
is
say,
in
look,
power.
and say, no, but the hard Brexit. She said because she wants to push this hard Brexit, so she said she wanted the country to back it, so that she can see that everybody in the country is backing Theresa May to do this hard Brexit.
No.
That's what she was saying.
Yeah, but it's not the case though.
Wow.
Because with the hung what's it called?
Hung Parliament.
With the hung parliament.
The hung jury.
You were about to say that again.
Yeah, yes. Admittedly, yes. So with the hung parliament, she hasn't got the majority. So the majority votes, I think you need 326.
Yeah, she's the
votes.
nonsense now.
Yeah, they had 308 or 300,
318
or whatever it was.
They had,
yeah.
the joke is, shit, they had 331 before.
Yeah,
before she went
exactly.
into
That's
this.
the point.
Do you know what made me laugh? Somebody said that this is the most unnecessary battle since Jay-Z went to go disturb Nas. Like, there was no reason. You're on top. There's no reason for you to go disturb, man. And that's exactly what she did. You were winning.
Bruv,
you were winning.
Ego, I'm telling you.
You were DJ Khaled. You were winning.
It was just
And
ego.
then now
everywhere.
you're just DJ Clue. No one remembers you. I don't know why she did it.
She compromised her position so badly.
But she, in the end, she thought that she needed to because she wanted to show that she was put into power. And now Boris is there, just rubbing his hand nicely, waiting for her so he can do some form of nonsense and slide himself in there like it was a DM. He wants to slide in the PM like it's a DM.
She wanted slide in the PM like it's a DM. She wanted that they.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that. I'm just looking at Wahala thinking, yeah.
I'm a G, bruv. Don't worry about me.
She
Singlet.
she wanted to be liked. That's part of the problem here. She was out here trying to be liked.
She showed herself up, and the Labour MPs
Disgrace.
that were over 100 of them voted a no confidence in their leader.
For Jeremy
Senate
Corbyn, yeah.
They went up against him and lost.
Lost, yeah.
Yeah.
Legally.
And they had no faith in him. And then, man, so okay, because the argument is, which I'm siding with as well, they didn't win. They still lost.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but the way Corbyn says is, we didn't win. So will you admit that you lost? We didn't win. But then he can say, neither did the Conservatives. That's why you can toss that in there.
Well, the Conservatives actually lost. They lost Kensington, they lost Chelsea, they lost Canterbury. These are all Conservative strongholds.
So when you say
and they lost them all.
Yeah, but they
have
gained.
Never, ever
lost them.
Kensington.
Never.
But
ever.
they've still gained other seats. And the reason why they gained other seats because
Scotland.
UKIP and Scotland did nonsense. That if you want to talk about somebody that's doing ego behaviour, Nicola Sturgeon is the one. Is it Nicola Sturgeon?
Yeah, Nicola Sturgeon.
She is the worst. She keeps pushing this stupid agenda to get the Republic of Scotland to be a republic or whatever, to get out of Britain, and they keep telling her no one cares about that anymore. Stop pushing that, and that's why she lost all of her seats. Nonsense.
It's still the second most they've ever had.
Yeah, but
Their last election, they won like tons more than they ever did. They I think there's like 59 seats in Scotland, and they won like 56 of them.
Yeah.
Like, it's unprecedented, nothing like that. So they got like 26 now, something like that, which is more than they ever had before the last election. Anyways.
Yeah, so they lost how many?
Yeah, so they lost
And
a
they
lot,
lost to Conservatives.
and Labour.
Oh yeah, Labour and
Labour.
Conservatives.
They both ate them up.
And
anyways.
the UKIP votes.
and some Lib Dems.
Yeah,
Some Lib Dems got some Scottish people.
Yeah,
up
they
there
did
as well.
actually. But it all went round, and in the end, Labour didn't make it. They didn't. And I think that I have to agree that people do need to. Labour didn't make it. But if they had the backing.
The youngsters came out and voted, and I think that is what swung it. Because with the polls, what you had was the pollsters went around and they spoke to the people, and this is why you had such swinging differences with the polls. Some of them were saying that it's going to be close. Some of them were saying that Labour could win, and then some of them were saying that the Conservatives were still going to run away with it. All right, and what happened is that they're saying that yes, these children, these young adults are saying that they're going to vote, which they didn't before in our old polls. But because some of them were saying, traditionally, these people don't vote. So even though they say a 19-year-old, I'll ask you, what you're going to vote? I'm going to vote Labour. But 19-year-olds don't vote. So for every 4 people that say in the 18 to 24 bracket that say they're going to vote, I'm only counting 1. Because only 1 out of 4 of you votes. So you're just talking the talk. But it wasn't. It was it 72% or something like that?
It was up 72%, yeah. 18 to 25.
Of 18 to 24, I think, vote, it came out. which is like record numbers, and they all voted in Labour.
Yeah, they did. My thing
I
is,
think that's why Kensington and Chelsea and all that got swung over, because it's the children of the Conservative people that went and voted Labour. That's what I think is getting.
Yeah, you
And-
never got me a pony, mummy.
and there's a
Vote
lot of
in
new,
Labour.
and there's a lot of new residents there now. A lot of new foreign people that are in those rich counties, in those rich towns that are voting for. That are voting for Labour. Maybe their papers, their immigration laws are maybe not as stringent for the Labour government. But my thing is that Labour didn't win, yeah, but they've kind of put their hand on the trophy, on the Parliament member trophy for their leader to be the Prime Minister. And the reason why I say this is because, yes, Theresa May is still the Prime Minister. She's not going to be the Prime Minister this time next year. So they will eventually push her to one side, bring in a new Prime Minister, and we are not going to wait another 4 years for an election. I can guarantee that. So all this hard work that we've put in to get those extra seats for the Labour government, we got to do it again. And what the Labour backbenchers didn't do is back Jeremy Corbyn.
Is Jeremy Corbyn going to be there the next year?
I believe that what he's done,
You can't get rid of him now.
can't get rid of him now.
It's his position to say,
Yeah.
I don't want to be here
Yeah.
anymore.
We'll see about that.
No,
So
you cannot tell him.
no way is he going.
That's the most seats Labour have got in like a decade.
Their last two leaders have been idiots, basically, and he is the one person that
Gordon Brown wasn't an idiot.
he's the one person that has pushed them back into a respectful place in Parliament. More seats than Ed Miliband and even Gordon Brown, who wasn't elected.
Yeah,
and
but-
what Gordon Brown done in his campaign made him look like a proper plum. And that woman that is our Prime Minister now, the second that she started her campaign,
That woman.
is the second that she failed, mate, because she didn't know what she was doing.
Can we just take a moment out to acknowledge the fact that the Diane Abbott, the one that they were,
The diet.
yes, the Diane Abbott, the one that the media was having a nice
Hackney
time murdering,
Mm.
Hackney North and Stoke Newton, Diane Abbott, come out with a 35,000 majority.
I think it's the most ever.
Not
Diane
on-
Abbott
not only
and
did-
Jeremy Corbyn.
Not only did she come out with a 35,000 majority, I think Sith Lord Senator
Mrs. May.
Theresa May, I think she only got 37.
What this woman needs to come and do is she
You understand? So let's put some respect on Diane
But
Abbott's name.
be-
please.
be- before-
Put some
before-
respect on her.
Yes, we respect Diane
I think we do.
Abbott,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but it's Hackney and Stokey. 30 years she's never going to lose.
You say that, but is Hackney and Stokey the way they used to be?
No.
Does
30
Hackney and
years ago.
Stokey look
Yeah.
like Hackney and Stokey as you know?
Even the people coming in, yeah, the homosexuals, the young millennials, the young trendies, they're still Labour voters. They're not Conservatives. In 40 years' time, they might be.
There's some
Not now.
Canterbury looking man
Not
down there.
now.
Though.
How
Not
about
now.
you?
As much as
Stavros?
What?
what?
Are you a Labour voter?
He was pushing Corbyn. What are you talking about?
That guy Corbs.
That guy.
He was pushing Corbyn more than any was. But the thing about with the Diane Abbott is
I'm a new Labour voter, though, by the way.
What, was
Yeah.
you Conservative before now?
I'm not going to tell you what I was
That's what
before.
I'm saying. That's why I asked the
No,
question.
I was never Conservative before, but I'm a new Labour voter. I'll say that.
Okay.
with regards to Diane Abbott, though, as much as we want to say yes, blah blah blah, she did do a couple of things that was. I do believe she wasn't well. Like when she said-
She genuinely
I-
is not well.
I did say the other day that she turned into one of them artists that got a bit drunk and started.
No, she
started
no.
swaying and-
Apparently, one of
Let's
her,
not joke about it. It's real things.
one of her peers that is opposed to her, not exactly the best friends of Diane. The first kerfuffle that she did on the radio show when she was talking about the wrong numbers. Even he like publicly said, and he doesn't like the woman. He said she's not. I've known this woman a long time. There's something wrong. She's not right. So he said that after the first thing. So
You a
even
white
then,
guy.
I don't know who it was. I've just I'm rehashing something I heard from another paper. So
There's one article out there that shows what this woman has done. She's publicly made a fool of herself, granted, but maybe we'll throw the article on our Facebook page that shows her accolades and how much she has done for her community and why she is the person that holding that constituency. She's she's a big player, but I think that she is easily tarnished, partly because she's a woman and partly because she's black.
I think I agree with that. But going back to the man they call Corbyn, I just think, I think in the end, Labour didn't win, but he won. That's how it's seen. Jeremy Corbyn won the general election.
I think he was vindicated because I think they gave him a lot of unfair criticism to him. Like, I don't like this idea that someone says, "Oh, he's never led before, so he can't lead." So how does somebody become a leader?
Yeah,
it's the same old. It's
nonsense.
It's like you can't have the job because you haven't got an experience. It's like it's the same nonsense.
The thing about him, he is when it came to the campaign, he done so well in it because he is a protester. That's what he is known to do.
Let's be real, yeah. Did he actually do well, or did people that say, you know what,
Nah,
I want to back Corbyn, you know.
He done the thing, bro.
I want to back Corbyn.
The guy is an original protester.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Mr. Wolf. He did well because he galvanized people. He's like, look, he spoke to the youth, and the youth responded.
Well, he made a
masked
manifesto.
him in the media. You know?
No, he made a manifesto for the youth, though. His Labour manifesto was for the youth.
Yeah, but they killed him in the media.
Again, if you listen to his,
he believes that
exactly.
Full stop. That's what he believes.
That, but he was just for the youth.
If you listen to his rhetoric is consistent with his manifesto. Like,
I'm not disputing that.
He understands that it's that demographic that have to turn things around.
Yeah, because the old people can't change the world anymore.
Exactly.
They are who they are, and they are going to stay who they are forever. Including him, which is why people are saying that he's never got. That was his biggest problem. People were always saying that he would never change. He would never change. He's always going to be who he is, and he'll always be that person that he's been from whenever. And you can't be that person in this time and age and be a leader.
Why?
That was their big problem.
He's fighting for justice.
That's the issue. People don't want justice.
You can fight for justice from now until Jesus. It doesn't matter.
Justice don't make money, bro.
I hear you, but
justice don't make money.
We have to get to a point where we acknowledge that
I'd
money's
love
not the
to see him in power because I think he would make some big mistakes.
I think so.
Sticking by his guns, I think he would make some big mistakes, and he would have some massive egg on his face. I don't know if that would overshadow the good that I know he would do as well.
Yeah, I think he'll make mistakes and he'll do a lot of good things. And I think as soon as the good things come into place, he'll be good for a while, and then as soon as he leaves, somebody's gonna turn it back again. And that will be the problem. So he's only gonna, whatever he does is only gonna be until he's there, and then he'll come out.
Not necessarily. What's happened now is he's changed the face of politics, because what I said on the previous podcast or the one before, I can't remember, is that what you do is you talk to the people that are going to give you the power and the money. So if it's only the people that are 40 and upwards, I'm dealing with people that are 40 and upwards. So that's what I'm dealing with. So yes, I have to deal with the economy, and I have to deal with other politicians, and I have to deal with this and that. But I have to deal with my base, because my base is going to vote me in the next time. Now, I didn't pay any mind to people that were 30 and under, because you don't come out, you don't vote, you don't influence anything that actually happens in life. You just talk, you moan, your children. Now we know that if Mr. Wolf is right, and there's another general election called shortly or within a year, which could definitely happen because of the situation we're in now. If the youth come out in droves and vote again twice, then they realize, wow, we actually have to deal with what these children are saying. I keep calling them children, young adults. That's young adults.
Obama. That's how Obama kind of got his thing.
I was going to say exactly the same thing. Like, you do realize this is an old breezy blueprint, isn't it? This is not.
But because the thing is, they came out in masses on the first time for Obama, a bit less the second time, and then once he was gone, they didn't come out for Hillary.
Come out again.
Because if they didn't come out for Hillary,
if
they came out for Hillary, because she's a nonsense. If they came out for her, then she would have won as well, but they didn't.
Let me tell you something, yeah. This election.
So that thing you said about when the next person comes in power, who's going to come? Somebody needs to have that jizz about them.
You never know.
Chaka.
But the problem with he's that one, that fool that wanted to cuss Jeremy Corbyn as well.
He put his tail right between his legs.
At least he humbled himself and said, "I was wrong," because some of them is like, "Oh, whatever." He said, "I was wrong. I didn't think it would happen. Clearly, I was wrong, and I'm happy. I'm happy I got
this election here was the most American type of election we've ever had in the UK, because it was literally about the candidates and not about the party.
Yeah, it's true.
It was about Jeremy
Theresa
Corbyn
May's fault
against Theresa May.
Exactly.
And that's mostly because of this fact that she refused to address the public. As soon as she stopped addressing the public, it automatically just proved Jeremy Corbyn's point is that you're not for the people. No, you refused to address the people.
Theresa May said, me. She didn't say the Conservatives, the Tories. She She ran her campaign on I am strong and stable, and they will make a coalition. Like all of them, whoever they are, will be the coalition of chaos.
Female ego.
Yeah. So she ran the campaign on me. She didn't run the campaign on the Tories. Before she had very good ratings because she didn't talk. She was just there in the background, and she seemed like a strong person. She seemed like she was strong, and she knew what she was talking about. You saw her in her question times. So during question times, she holds her own during question times. Prime Minister's question time, she holds her own. But during the campaign, like we said, Mr. Corbyn, that's where he excels because he's a protester, and that is not her forte. And they just went about it the wrong way. They should have just dealt with, we are the Conservatives, we're going to look after the country, these people are too young, all they want to do is spend all your money and make us in debt. If they just stuck on that story, it would have been cool. No, it's I'm strong, it's strong and whatever.
Stable.
What made me laugh is she went out for a character assassination and said that he's not fit to lead, and everyone was saying he's not fit to lead. And in doing that, they made him show how fit he is to lead. Because when you've got that amount of people going against you and you steadfast because you know or you believe what you know to be right or to be the thing that's appropriate for everybody else, that to me is leadership.
And he was righteous with it.
He's
righteous with it.
Can we expand on this? Because you've been saying this female ego thing, but you haven't really explained it.
Yeah,
so explain it.
Okay, so when I say female ego, it's around the idea that everyone in society, in life basically, is happy to admit, identify, point out that men have ego and often have ego problems, and their egos get them into some type of issue a lot of the time, yeah? But we don't equally assign or equate a woman to have ego. And if we do, we don't know what an example of a woman's ego behavior normally is. I'm saying this here is... I'm saying it's female. Yeah, I'm saying it's female ego, but it's just a perfect example of ego being expressed by a woman in a way that you can't even argue that it's not ego. Do you know what I mean? Normally, like a woman's ego will come out in a different way. They might have inter-women disputes and what have you. This one was just blatant.
We need to talk about this female ego thing.
Blatant.
Because women like to go and like to say they have no ego.
That's
and
what
they
I'm saying.
have massive ego.
And this was a prime example.
Which women say they have no ego?
A lot of them, they'll be like, men are egotistical, women are not egotistical. Come on, man. They've got massive egos compared to men, especially when it comes to other women. That's why they snake other women all the time, because of their egos. Men have got egos. Men's egos are very Neanderthal with it. Like, I'm that guy in it. Look at my chest.
But
women's egos are different. It's underlay. Like, they got layers.
But I feel like Senator Palpatine dialed hers up to 29 for this particular.
But the thing about
she dialed it up, and you could see it.
No, but I think with this one, she just wanted to shut it down for once. I can understand why she did it, and I think if a man was in power, he would do it as well.
She went for character assassination, and she tried to annihilate people. That's what her problem is.
I think if a man got into power, they would have done it as well.
You know the problem with, because her problem wasn't outside, you know. It was inside the Conservatives, because they're thinking, but nobody was making a massive fuss because things were running well.
Yeah, because she was having the same problems as Corbyn, because not everybody wanted her in, and especially the Brexit. Because remember, in the Conservatives,
problems like him, boy.
In the Conservatives, they were still having issues with people saying they want hard Brexit and soft Brexit, because you have to remember this Brexit issue didn't just go over. Between parties, it was in parties as well, where people were like, I don't want to have Brexit. Some people want to have Brexit. Some people in Labour wanted Brexit. Some people didn't want it. So it was a big deal when all of this came into power, and then they had to decide what they were going to do with the talks. And I don't think a lot of them was, I'm going to be real, a lot of them man thought to themselves, this woman can't back it. They actually can't back these talks.
And I think she's got diabetes or something. They're like, I want a leader with diabetes.
And her husband looked pussy as well.
The irony for me was...
and her husband looked pussy as well.
Yeah, because you know, most of the time when you see these women in power, a lot of the time people still think that their man in the back house is the one that's making them do things. You know that, innit? That's how egotistical and misogynist this world is. That when they see a woman in power, they still think that the husband has got some form of sway into how they're dealing with things.
I can tell you this now, straight up and down, yeah? When Bill Clinton was in power, Hillary was running the show.
Oh, yeah, she was blatantly involved running the show. Apart from when head was getting given out, that's the only time when she was sloppy. But that's the only thing, we don't need to talk about that.
Obviously, she wasn't sloppy enough.
Oh. The irony for me...
How can a woman keep coming on her clothes for years on end? Don't wash the clothes.
Or your musty.
Yeah.
No. I was just speaking about the irony of the character assassination with Theresa May and Jeremy Corbyn. Yeah, a lot of the campaign was about him almost backing terrorists and, things like that.
The Daily
and
Mail and the Sun.
Yeah, they killed him. And
Terrorist.
Theresa May was killing him as well. And now that they haven't got enough seats to make government, they're now connecting with the DUP, who are, whose background comes from the Irish IRA, the IRA, which was more external from Ireland, and then the other terrorist union that was within Ireland, Sinn Féin. So, it's weird that she now has to reach out to them to form her government. I find that
they're so Christian.
Unbelievably
like I said, we're recording
ironic.
on a Sunday. This is what she's done. The day after she didn't win, she's gone. They have to go to the Queen and say what are you gonna do? Yeah. So as the running Prime Minister, she's gone to the Queen. She's come back and said, "Listen, we're gonna do a coalition with the DUP." Right. DUP the next 2 days after said, "No, we haven't done a we're still discussing. We're negotiating with them at the moment." So then Conservatives had to come back and say, "Yeah, we actually haven't done it yet." And today Sunday, they can't negotiate today on Sunday. Do you know why? Because the DUP don't do business on Sunday because it's
the DUP
day of rest.
It's the day of rest. That is how deep they are.
The DUP are against same-sex marriage.
Yep.
Yeah,
they're against abortion.
They're the ones that got it. So that's why it's not a law in Ireland, because it's the DUP.
Yeah. So they are against everything that these young people are about. So if the DUP come in and any of their manifesto or whatever slips into the Conservative Party, they're gonna lose a lot of the young voters properly.
Some of it will slip in, but I think it's more things that are gonna deal with Ireland.
Apparently, I don't know how true this is, but apparently I heard one of the first things that they've put down as something they want negotiation on is that they don't want the Olympic team to be called Team GB. They want it to be called UK instead of Team GB. I don't know what that's about.
Well, he's probably got some political thing that we don't know about.
But that's where they've gone in. Joking.
Okay.
One time.
Like
Sinn Féin.
So talking about Corbyn
Mind out.
and his ability to campaign and to protest, we have another protest that will be happening soon, or
It's happened already.
or a rally. Is it?
I don't know.
What's that, African Remembrance Day?
No.
Okay.
So I don't know.
You said like you're upset with no.
Something-
Africans remember them.
Exactly.
Africans, what for?
It's much more important than that.
What's that now?
It's the slut walk.
That's what I'm saying. The protest has happened already. Or
It's a rally. I think they do it yearly.
Yeah, it happens every
It's
year.
a yearly thing.
It's only been 3 years now, isn't it? This
No,
is the third one.
2011 was the first one.
Oh, okay.
But I think it really popped off about 3 years ago.
Okay.
But Amber Rose, who is the spearhead of this movement.
Is she the spearhead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's one. Yes, definitely. Yeah, she's why I know about it.
The spearhead or the spare pussy?
Oh, God.
You need some spare pussy in your life. Do you have some spare pussy in your life?
God damn.
Well, come to Amber Rose. She'll give you some.
Come on now. Be respectful.
Can you? Because I don't think that everybody knows what this slut thing is. Yeah. So
Slut thing.
yeah, the slut thing. Explain it to the masses, because all I saw was a picture of Amber Rose half naked showing her hairy muff, and it wasn't until I was in this deep discussion with somebody on WhatsApp about her just exposing herself. I didn't know nothing about this slut walk thing.
Which means that the advertising worked. That's what I'm concerned. Yeah. If you knew nothing about it before you saw the vagina, that's why I called it spare pussy, by the way, because of the picture. Then, but it worked.
But I need more of a background of it.
I will give you more.
Or maybe the masses do.
All right. Slut Walk is a transnational movement of protest marches. So it's protest, okay. Calling for the end to rape culture, including victim blaming and slut shaming of sexual assault victims. Specifically, participants protest against explaining or excusing rape by referring to any aspects of a woman's appearance.
Okay.
So in layman's terms, I can dress the way I want. If I want to wear Little Kim type clothing where it just covers my nipple and the breast is out, and I'm walking the street, that does not give any man the right to to touch me, to abuse me, to say anything, or
Heckle, whistle,
or to take it. This whistle business, man. Let a man whistle, but to take things further and to all those things around what is
you
now
should
classed
respect
as
me if I'm-
rape culture.
I get all of that, but the bit I'm confused about is how does lying down in a picture showing your Chronicles of Narnia speak to that?
Well, during the slut walk, what they actually do you know anything about what they do during the slut walk?
I don't know.
They walk around in what is
Next
deemed
to nothing.
is deemed as slutty clothes
Okay,
because it's to say
so being naked now is slutty,
She wasn't naked.
What
She was half naked.
That was just an advertisement,
and this is slutty now.
She just had a bra, and that's not half naked.
She had a bra on. She had a
And that
a
was
mink
it.
coat, sunglasses, and a vagina out. It could be seen as slutty.
So what? So okay, so now she's done this. So what's she saying? That I can do this? I'm allowed to do this?
What she did on Instagram to try and show that this is not something that should be banned from Instagram, innit? Because they ban it. You're not allowed to show.
Yeah, but she took
Did
hers
she say
down.
that, or did she do it just to?
She took hers down.
No, they removed it.
No, she removed
And then
No,
Tyson
they
Beckford,
removed it.
and then Tyson Beckford put it back up there, and it's still there. Yeah.
But she removed it.
sexism. Why did
I mean, they
let the man
removed
put
it. And then she put up another video saying, oh, something. She was quiet in the video, silent, saying that my feminism is obviously is too much for Instagram or whatever. I can't remember.
Well, that goes back to what I was saying last week. Are we happy
About
with violence?
nakedness,
Or,
something
yeah,
that
or,
you're
you know,
speaking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm confused, man. Like, listen, I get the point that you need to exercise your right to be able to exercise your rights. I get that 100%.
Yes.
But what I'm confused about is I'm being told as a man that I'm have a misogynistic bias. I understand that.
You do though.
I do have a misogynistic bias. I'm not even trying to pretend like I've lived that, innit? In the same way that all white people are racist because they're white and they've come up through the system or what have you. I've come up through the system as a male. So I've got all of that. I know I've got all of that. But you then tell me on one hand that I can't
Claim it.
I can't objectify. I can't, like, you know, if a woman's body is sacred and like I can't look and all this business.
Look what you can look.
And then you throw the whole Chronicle of Narnia in the face and
The Lion, the Witch, and the fucking wardrobe.
and the fucking wardrobe. So now I'm supposed to, like, what am I supposed to do now? Am I supposed to be blind to it? Am I supposed?
No, I don't think that any woman's even saying that you cannot look. This is the problem, yeah. This is my issue, yeah. If a woman was to tell me in life that you shouldn't look at another woman in a sexual manner, that is just bullshit, and they know it's bullshit. So then I'm hoping they're not saying that. What they are saying that is once you've looked at them or once you've approached them in that manner, you must approach them respectfully. And you must approach them like they're a woman still, yeah? Not just an object of your desire.
This is why these Japanese men are making these dolls.
But they still want you to desire them. And that's where I suppose people get conflicted at times. Because how one person thinks is a desire is not necessarily the same way that a woman does. My issue with, I should say, not really my issue, but the thing that I find interesting about this is the issue that the feminists are actually having with regards to this Amber Rose thing. Because I think that a lot of the feminists think that Amber Rose is not about that life. And what there seems to be apparently is a debate and argument about whether or not this is actually her expressing her feminism
or commodifying.
Oh yeah. Is it, and now there's her getting attention seeking about being Amber Rose. Like what is this doing for feminism? But he's saying that these same feminists that are saying that back in the day, were they the ones burning their bra and bringing out their tea?
Yeah. Well, my thing is that I am with Simple Simon, and I ask the same question that Wahala is asking. Is she doing this really to get numbers on Instagram, to become more popular than what she is already? And when she is doing this, is this the way that you push your cause? Is this the best that she can do? She's going to walk on this protest or whatever she's going to do. Is she going into schools?
Speak on this?
Of course you can. Is she going into schools? Is she going into communities? Is she speaking to victims? Is she speaking to perpetrators? Is she trying to change lives? Or is she just exposing her muff? Because for me, exposing your muff like that, it just makes me shrug my shoulders. Like, why are you being naked again?
You look 4 times.
Because I look plenty of times.
That's a good muff.
She looks good because this isn't the first time that she's done her naked pictures.
It's a good muff. It's a good muff.
It's a good muff because the first time that she'd done it, it was more to. It was like the whole. Who's Kanye's girlfriend? Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian at the ball.
Kardashian.
What's her name? Amber Rose, who was also his girlfriend.
Kim Kardashian and Brandy's brother.
Ray J.
Yeah.
Ray J.
So they done that thing basically just to become popular.
Oh, she had a video.
The sex tape.
The sex tape, innit?
Amber Rose had a sex tape.
Kim Kardashian and Ray J.
No,
They've got a sex video. And
no.
What's Amber Rose got to do with that?
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about. Well, let me finish, bruv. So what I'm saying is that they done this sex video just to become famous and just to get their names out there.
It was her, not him.
Oh, it was both of them.
Ray J was already big.
Okay.
Nah, Ray J wasn't big.
Ray J was known.
He was known. That was
Yeah,
it.
he wasn't big,
He
but
was on TV.
he was known,
You have
but
albums?
he wasn't big. Do you understand? This kind of raised his profile a little bit more. And my thing is
it decreased his profile. Really.
Yeah,
Raised hers.
It raised his profile, but it raised her profile a lot. Nobody knew who she was before this.
She was Paris Hilton's friend. That's what she was.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is that the similar thing for me is that this woman, Amber Rose, she became naked for no reason the first time round.
But
She raised her profile.
Yeah, she's a stripper.
Yeah, but nobody knew who she was before
Every-
she went out.
everyone
all
knew
of,
who she
all of the
was.
hip hoppers know who they
Because she used to go with Kanye
I
West.
didn't know who she was until she went out with Kanye West.
Yeah, she wasn't naked before Kanye West.
She was a stripper before.
No, but you talking about on the internet.
Okay.
Nobody was going around showing you Amber Rose pictures of her naked. She became famous when she started going out with Kanye West. The only time that the naked pictures that I'm assuming that you're talking about is the one where she's all spread leg and all that madness. That happened after Kanye West and was when she was with Wiz Khalifa.
To do what?
No, that was just normal pictures. She didn't release them herself.
No, but I'm saying she allowed them to come out, bro.
No. The thing got hacked, man. Come on now.
That was the same hacking as all the rest of them.
Yeah.
You see what this is the thing. You, because of the person that we're talking about, you just decided that she let them out.
Well,
If it was Whitney Houston, would you say that she left, that she was, and you saw them pictures there? Would you have said that Whitney Houston pushed them out?
Crackhead Whitney.
Yeah, Bobby Whitney.
I don't know, bro. But I know that these people do these things purposely
No,
to
Clark,
allow
I was-
these
look,
their
this was the
pictures
iCloud
and
crap.
to allow their images and their videos to come
If
out.
you were talking about Kardashian, I'd say yes all day long because that one, the whole thing is
Nudity.
That was well played.
The whole thing is nudity and collecting man's DNA. So, like, if you said her, then yeah, definitely, because she's been with bare basketball. I didn't even realize how many. Black
That's
people
Khloe
she-
Kardashian talking about.
Yeah, but
She
so
been with
has
them in
Amber Rose.
Bare with them.
No, how many? Okay, this is the thing. How many? Because this is what I like to hear when people say about Amber Rose and all of this. Because when they're calling her slut, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Her being naked and being stripper, I get that while you're saying, no, she's a stripper. I get all of this nonsense. I think it's nonsense, but how many men do you know of Amber Rose being with?
I don't know for a fact, bruv.
Yeah, okay, so how many? What you're telling me that she's been with bare man? How do you know?
Yeah, I don't know for a fact.
I know
But
Amber Rose being with in the public. She's been in the public eye. Yeah, I've only known Amber Rose to have been with 3 men. That was Kanye West, and then after Kanye West, she's with Wiz Khalifa, which was her boyfriend for ages, and then she was with some next guy that's not even famous.
Well, she was married to us even.
Yeah. So why is everybody now dashing this girl's? Oh, she's a slut. She's a this. She's been with bare man. How many men do you know that she's been with?
Well,
You just assume because you seen her Pudania.
nah, it's not an assumption.
Banana.
On social media and all these other mediums, they claim that she's been with all these other men.
Yeah, but this.
Do I know that as a fact?
Yeah,
No.
this is the
I
thing
don't
though.
know as a fact.
This is the problem with social media. Yeah, people like to sometimes agree about something on social media when it suits their narrative. You were just talking the same way now about the media with regards to Jeremy Corbyn and how they were slandering man because it suits their narrative. And you was like, look how they were slandering him. Look how it was this, that, and the other. And you was backing that my guy Corbyn. But the same way now, when Amber Rose is on the TV or on the newspapers or in TMZ or whatever publication you're reading, you didn't think to say, you know what, maybe she hasn't done all of this stuff that they're saying because it suited the narrative that you saw from her.
Maybe she hasn't, bruv. Maybe she hasn't.
And this is why this slut
Maybe.
walk that she's doing is important. Because just because she dresses a certain way, just because she's got a vagina out sometimes in the Instagram.
Yeah, but you say
don't know.
just
She
because
wants
as
to
if it's
fan
a
it out.
minor, though.
It might want, she wants some fan on her vagina. I don't know.
For me,
for her, it's a minor because she's a stripper.
For me, it's not a just because, and she may be a stripper, and that's fine. You understand? But for me, having a woman expose herself just randomly for the public to see, I'm not about.
Okay,
that,
so
bro.
what about all of these? There's people that have got portraits of themselves naked in art galleries. What's the difference? Would you say the same thing to them? Would you be saying to them,
Portraits?
yeah, if somebody's painted
So
them
what,
naked?
is it deemed as art or is it deemed as explicit porn?
This for
type
me,
thing?
this wasn't explicit porn.
Because
If her
there's
legs
two
was wide
different things.
open, I would say it's a porn type picture. Her legs was closed, so all you can really see, you can't even really see her vagina. Really, you can just see her pubic hairs.
So the difference between art and porn is whether your legs are open or
A
not.
lot of people say that.
The difference between art and porn is labia. Can you see it?
A lot of people say
If
the
you
difference.
cannot, it's art. If you can see it,
Yeah, a lot of people say that it will be.
I would like to see Amber Rose in some arty type.
The difference
sexual
between
things.
art and porn is when the white man validates it.
Really?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to spud you on that one. That's the realest.
If
White man.
If all of a sudden they had the National Gallery, the Tate Gallery,
I wouldn't give the white man that
took
much
all these Instagram
credit, bruv.
pictures, yeah, nice ones, with lovely filters and whatnot of naked women or women shaking their asses, and somebody did one of these
collages
things of it and put it up, and that's what it is. We're having a season of Insta whatever thoughts.
Snapchat me that pussy.
That would now be considered art. You'd have all the highbrow people going there. They'd be writing about it in the Guardian and the Independent and talking about this art. They'd be talking about the artistic merit of it. What point are they trying to get across? What is the underlying messages? All this stuff.
Existential consumerism backed by,
and that's the truth.
And you'd have all these black men going there with their glasses, like looking at Amber, like interesting. The pose and the dynamic,
the poise of her, and
Well,
if you look at the
you
structure,
can see
back.
where the scalpel had entered her ass.
Yeah, I didn't think it was pornographic when I saw the image. I didn't.
I didn't think pornographic.
I don't think it's.
I didn't
porn
even think it was slutty either. To be honest,
Yeah, I thought it was more of what did they call it? Vanity Fair type.
I thought it was fantastic.
What I thought was also good though was the general public's reaction, because that some women were just like, "How could you have that hairy bush?" And I was like, "It grows there."
This is the problem. That
Naturally.
this is one of the things she was trying to promote. Like, why is it a problem for a woman to grow? But this is me. For me, I think she would have got a point across a lot better if she did a picture of her armpits open and her hair growing out the armpit.
Yeah.
That would have been a bit better.
Big up Julia Roberts.
That would have been a better a thing for me.
Yeah,
but she decided she wanted to go for the shock value, so she went for the virgin. Yeah, but what she was trying to promote is that a woman should be able to grow her hair. That's
Listen,
what she said.
She's promoting the slut walk. There's people that didn't know about it before that are talking about it now. We are on a podcast, the biggest podcast in the whole wide world, and everybody that's listening to the podcast now has heard of this slut walk.
Do we think that the slut walk is? Do we agree with the slut walk first and foremost?
I think hoes should be able to do what they want to do. Why not? I think hoes should be able to do
Simple
what they want to
Simon's views are his own.
I think
and
they
are not
should.
sanctioned by the rest.
Just
of
because
the
somebody
ESN
is
podcast.
promiscuous, why does it have to be a bad thing?
It's not about
The fact that you
say
degrade
what
them
is
as
security.
promiscuity.
Yeah.
But the fact that you call them a hoe is what they're complaining about. They shouldn't be called hoes because they're having sex with more people.
Yeah, but you know me, it's not just women I call hoes.
Yeah, but
Everyone's
you're saying that you know me, but they don't know you, and that's
Fair
the point.
enough, fair
You're
enough.
labeling them something that they
Fair
don't
enough.
want to be labeled.
Fair enough.
You've gone against the slut walk. It's all about them hoes. Yeah, them hoes is walking up. Yeah, I don't have a problem with them hoes.
I just think that she could
Webbs is a hoe
have.
too. Webbs is a hoe too.
Yeah, that's true. He probably walking there right now.
I just think that she could have gone about it a different way.
Of course you can, but I'm asking about the slut walk itself. Do you think that the slut walk is a good thing? Do you agree with the notion behind the slut walk?
Yeah, of course. I don't like the name of it.
I don't like the name of it
Why
either.
you call it a slut walk? I mean,
Because it's the irony of
It's
it.
impactful, isn't it? But I don't.
To be honest, I get it. I almost even co-sign it. But my daughter can't go on one.
why?
Because if you're taking part in it, dressing the way that if you go in your normal clothes, then by all means go for it. Because what it is saying is that men, you need to fix up, stop treating us like meat just because of how we're dressed.
This is what
Cool. Thumbs up, yeah?
Go on.
Yeah. But the point is they're pushing it. If they just got, I'm sure they've been doing this for decades and nobody talk about it. But we're talking about this one because it comes with a panache. It's that social media age where we need an angle. We need something to shock people. Otherwise, they ain't gonna talk. They're not paying any mind to us.
We're all fucked in the head. We have to be.
Speak for yourself.
No, but we have to be, because if it stands to reason that somebody has a point, and the only way that they can make a point is by, on the surface, almost contradicting the point that they're trying to make. Like, they're doing this slut walk because they're saying that people should
But
be able to
they're
do
not
it.
contradicting.
People
Which
should,
part
be
is
able,
contradicting?
people should be able to do whatever they want to do or what have you. And in order to get your attention, they're saying to you that you should value the person, you shouldn't objectify them X, Y, Z, A, B, Z. And in order to get your attention to do that, they're putting themselves in a position to be objectified.
But that's the point. They're saying that I should be able to wear what I want, and I don't think objectification is definitely the problem. I'm thinking it's more of the rape culture and the sexual assault.
No.
So they're not talking about the objectification. They're talking about the fact that people are saying, because I'm dressed in a certain way, if I get attacked or raped, then it's my fault. That's what they're going against. They're not necessarily
I'm
going
against that. I'm
they're not
100%
that's
against
the
that.
point.
They're not necessarily
This
going
is
against
the
the wolf
point.
whistle or whatever. I think that's a side piece to it, but I don't think that's the main thing. The main thing is because I'm dressed this way, you shouldn't be telling me that I should be up for getting sexually assaulted and getting raped.
Look how she was dressed. She
You know
wanted
what?
it.
And people say that so often.
I don't agree with
So-
that.
And women say that so often.
So
I
what
don't
they're
agree
saying
with
is, I'm going to dress like that. And I'm going to walk down the street and say, I can dress like this. And that does not give you the right to do what you're doing.
Let me ask you a question, everybody here.
think-
Has anybody ever, in your head, thought to yourself, I cannot dress like that because I don't know how I'm going to be approached by a man? Or a woman, sorry. Have you ever thought that in your life? Like, I can't wear this, I can't go out with just my pant because a woman might, even if I went out in my pant, I do not think that I'm going to be sexually assaulted or raped because I'm outside in my pant and I'm a special guy. So,
The thing is, though, men and women have different things that they need to worry about when they walk on the street.
of course.
So, whereas a woman can wear a hoodie and feel cool, a man might wear a hoodie and feel police is going to stop me. So, we all have our things where we can, one person can, or one race, one sex can do it and another sex can't. We all have a bit of privilege in one way or another. So, yes, a man can say, I can walk out in a mankini and I might get all the looks in the... To be honest, he's going to get all the looks in the world and all the jeers and whatever. But no woman's going to necessarily go up and grope him.
He's not going to feel fair.
Whereas a woman, if she goes out and she dresses, quote, promiscuously, unquote, then she feels men are going to... Some man might just come up and just slap my bum.
I've got a question then for you, man. For Stavros, Simple Simon, and even Wahala.
And even,
And the reason why I say is, I want you to envisage your daughters growing up of age. And I want you also to envisage you having a daughter and she's growing up of age and she's dressed in a certain manner that may get the attention of men. I'm talking short skirt, tight tops and all of these kind of things. So what you're saying is that women should be allowed to go out there, dress the way that they want and be free to do so without thinking that men are going to do X, Y, and Z. Would you be okay with your daughters dressing like that or even exposing themselves in the manner that the woman is in this photograph?
Okay, Stavros to speak. I'm not happy with women in general being too overtly, sexual with their clothing, showing too much flesh. Wow. I mean, it's good for the eye, but end of the day, I don't think it's becoming of a lady. Yeah, that's Stavros' opinion, old fashioned, whatever. Yeah, but if a woman decides that that's how she wants to dress, it shouldn't be that because she dresses like that, it gives a green light for men to cross over the boundary and do things they shouldn't do. What you can say is that if you have a room with a couple of men and a woman that's dressed like that, and the men start leering at her, saying certain things, trying to grope her, chasing her around the place like Benny Hill, she's not the one with the problem. So when somebody walks into the room and they say, well, why did you dress like that? What did you expect? What you should be saying is that to the men is that, why are you doing that? Because the point is, we're going to look at the woman and say, boys are going to be boys, innit? If you dress like that, just basically what you just said, if you dress like that, what do you expect?
No, I didn't say that.
Well,
I just asked the question.
Listen, if a woman came to me wearing a shirt, pencil skirt, and a high heel, I'm looking at her like a meat. Same way I would look at her if she was wearing a lingerie. In the end, men are going to look. So, because men are the one that's the problem.
It's not about looking, it's how...
Yeah, but
the
approach or whatever. But that's men, innit? That's what men are the problem. That's like what Stav's saying. In the end, she should be able to walk out how she feels comfortable, and a man shouldn't be there trying to sexually assault them.
Answer
right?
The question though.
But with regards to, of course, I don't want my daughter. I don't want my daughter to dress in a promiscuous. What's the description of the way that you're saying? Like to say that they were in sexual clothing or whatever. Or what we would deem as sexual clothing or whatever. Yeah, so sense. Like short skirts or whatever. So I don't want my daughter to go out with short skirts and
top to cleavage.
Yeah, whatever. Or bra tops and whatever like that. No, I wouldn't. The same way I wouldn't want my son to go out with skinny jeans and a crop top. Do you know what I mean? I don't want certain things, but that's again, like Stav said, I'm old school. I don't think you should dress like that. I think you should dress what I believe is appropriately, which is to cover yourself to a certain degree. If you want to wear certain skirts or whatever, I don't have a problem with you wearing skirts. I don't want you to wear something where when you're bending over, you can see your pant. Why are you doing that?
Okay. So you think that they should be covered to a certain degree? That's what you're saying.
I think they should dress modestly. And if you want to dress up, you should still dress what I would call I don't know how to describe it.
But doesn't that contradict what you're saying a little bit?
No, I'm not saying this because I think men are gonna attack you.
No.
I'm saying this because
I'm not saying that either.
No, but this is the point of what
it's two different things.
You're not saying. I'm not saying. I'm saying women can and should be able to dress how they want without the fear of a man attacking them
because of how they dress.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I like the way that they're dressing. That you understand? It's two completely different things. I'm not saying that you should go out there and wear panty and bra top. I'm not saying that, but if you decide to wear panty and bra top, a man shouldn't decide that that's okay for me to then sexual assault you.
I'll give it to you another way.
I'm not saying
I'll
that
give it to you.
it
I'm not
gives
saying,
any
you
man
keep saying
a
about
right.
you. Nobody's talking about you.
No, but you said that you
asked the
Stavros pointed the finger to me. I asked the question. I'm
Well,
not
well,
suggesting.
The fact you're linking the two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
take
but
it
Mr.
personal,
Wolf,
bruv.
no,
Yeah,
but
take it
Mr.
under the
Wolf
dome.
is not suggesting in any way, shape, or form that it gives a man a right to do anything.
I don't think anybody
I'm
thought
just
you was,
asking a
bro.
question.
I don't think anybody thought you was.
Have we
until you decided that it was about you.
No,
Now we're looking at you.
Stavros kind of.
Okay, I'm
Flirt-
sorry.
flirted on that.
I'm sorry. Wahala and Stavros have answered the question. Would you like Simple Simon to answer it? And then you can give us what you feel before we move on.
Oh, go on then.
So he was just saying, so whether my daughter can dress like this.
Yeah, or even expose herself like that to you for the cause.
Ideally, I wouldn't want her to do that. But again, if she's understanding what it is she's doing and why she's doing it, then I will always express my dissatisfaction, but I'm not going to try and actively stop her from doing anything. So I strongly believe that people should be able to dress the way they want to dress, as long as they're not using it to fool anybody else, or they're not using it as a means of entrapment for somebody else. Then I think you should be able to do that, and I think you should be able to do that without the fear of persecution or what have you from the opposite gender. I mean, it's not even like a different species; it's the opposite gender. It's mad. It's properly mad.
It's like if I said, should you be able to drive your BMW with souped up, with tinted windows, your hood on, playing loud music, and not be expected to be stopped by the police?
Yeah.
Because somebody will say, well, if you're doing all that, what do you expect? And you say, why can't I do this? And they just leave me alone. I should be able to drive the car I want with tints and loud music without somebody expecting me to be a certain thing, putting me in a box and treating me like such. And that's that is the same thing.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, there was a story that happened some time ago in the suburbs. A guy was known to be a bit dodgy. He basically got set up, man. He got robbed in a barbershop, not my one, but a barbershop. His Rolex and his other piece got taken off him. Apparently, they were like 25 grand a piece, and people were saying that he shouldn't have had that on him anyway because of the area that he's in and the kind of people that he's around. And they were saying that you shouldn't be wearing that in a barbershop. And I was thinking, yeah, why not? You know what I mean? Why can't you come to a barbershop and look good and wear something that you've earned? You know what I mean?
There you go.
Yeah, well, but I kind of co-sign the way that Simple Simon has put it. He kind of put it perfectly. But at the same time, if you do dress in a certain way as a woman, now, 10 years time, 20, even 50 years time, expect that is going to happen. The same way how I kind of expect to get racial treatment or to get something from police officers in 50 years time. The same way that I expect to get racial profiled in 50 years time. The same way how I kind of expect institutionalized racism to happen in 50 years time. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying it's correct, but I expect it to happen.
All right, Mr. Wolf, I want to ask you a quick question. Quick snap fire, yeah? Very, very quick. If you left your Muay Thai training and you still had your kit on and a man see you in the street and punched you in the face because you're wearing the Muay Thai kit and is expecting you to be able to scrap, would you say that would be fair? Would you be all right with that? Is it okay for him to box you because you've come out in that gear?
It's not okay for anyone to punch you for no reason, really, is it?
Yeah, but you're wearing Muay Thai outfit. You look like you're about that life. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing for a woman wearing what men like to be calling slutty clothes or what have you.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it will always happen.
Okay, so
even with this cause, it's racism is always going to exist. Sexism will always exist. We can fight the cause and try to better it, but it's not going away.
It's almost sounds like you're saying don't fight it because it's always going to be there.
I think it's always going to be there. Yeah.
All right. Black Panther.
Yes.
The poster's out.
Got my fist up.
The trailer's out. The phones are out, clearly. So, Black Panther, what do you think? Mr. Wolf, you said that there's a bit of controversy about the poster. Would you like to explain it?
I think that some people thought that there was some kind of a connection with the Black Panther poster. And I say the Black Panther, I'm talking about the movie and the original Black Panther movement in the 50s or 60s, I think it was. And he's sitting on a type of throne with him being the king of Wakanda. And the way that he's seated is the same way how the founder or the co-founder of the Black Panther movement is seated in his seat. And with Black Panther, the film being directed by a black man, I think the guy that done Creed directed the film. The cast is black, and I'm hearing that a lot of the people behind the scenes, the writer, they're all black. Do you understand? And I'm just saying, is there some kind of a connection with the movement of this film and the movement of the Black Power people?
There's a connection between the movement of this film and Marvel trying to make that money.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay.
Boo, 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 boo. Because every blacks are the biggest consumers in America.
Black man.
I'm just going to deal with the American market at the moment. And when that film comes out, they're all going. Boo, 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 boo. They're queuing up. They're not even going to get the bootleg. They're going to go and watch
They're going to watch the movie, innit?
They're going to go.
Yeah, so it's just made for people to go and spend money. It's not. I don't think there's any conspiracy or whatever behind it.
I see what you're saying about the poster.
I'm gonna put you here like this.
Huey Newton is the founder.
I'm gonna put you here like this. They saw that Luke Cage money off of Netflix, and they said, "Yeah, we're going to send them out with this."
No, this was before Luke Cage. They was going to do Black Panther. Black Panther's part of the Avengers, so they need to do Black Panther.
I hear you.
So it
but
was coming.
Luke Cage let them know that it could happen, because Luke Cage got watched by a lot of people.
No. Black Panther was greenlit after.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, but Luke Cage got made a long time before it came out. You got to remember. Bless you.
It did.
Man's trying to do the math.
He's doing the math.
It wasn't, man.
You know that gif with
Black Panther got greenlit
with the mathematical ticks.
As soon as he was putting the Avengers, or the Captain America, or whatever, it was greenlit for him to do the Black Panther movie. That was done and dusted. Yeah. But for me, I just think it's there. It's not something that's not in history. They know that Black Panther's because of the Black Panther movement. It's because of that. It's linked to that. Most comics are linked to some form of time that they was put in, and that was the time of the Black Panthers. It's nothing new. It's nothing special. I don't think there's any thing behind it. I think it's good that they got this all black cast and they've got the directors and everybody's black in it. I think that's a fantastic thing to do. But it is still about the money, and they know it's going to make a lot of money, and they're going to black people going to go.
Captain Marvel's going to be directed by a woman. They're trying, man.
Captain
Marvel is.
Wonder Woman was directed by a woman.
Yep. But we don't talk about DC, although apparently that's a good DC film.
I've seen it. It's okay. I don't think it's the biggest special film I watched before. It reminds me a lot of what it is, and I don't know why everybody's getting so excited. It's blatantly just an origin story, just to allow you to have her have some background for the Justice League. It's just a setup for the Justice League. Simple and plain. The film is alright. It's good. Nothing special. It's better. I think the reason why people are liking it a lot more than the other DC films is because one is not Zack Snyder that wasn't involved with once. Somebody else was doing it, and he's not all throwing buildings all over the place and blah blah blah.
Were there any Jewish references in this film?
No,
none.
I don't remember, or maybe there was, but I don't remember.
Okay,
which country is it? They're not showing it.
It's somewhere in Palestine or something like that, isn't it?
They're not showing it
because she's Israeli, innit? Can we touch on that Bill Maher, please?
Go for it.
All right, so Is it Bill Maher?
His name is Bill Maher. He does a talk show in America. It's a political thing. He's a comedian, and it's basically it's a show about politics.
Late night show
thrown in on HBO with lots of jokes and lots of swearing and etc. etc. So he's a left wing dude, very liberal. Yada yada yada.
He's Jewish too, isn't he? Yeah, he is. If I remember rightly,
I'm not sure. He likes to push the barriers, like most comedians do. Last week, somebody came on his show, a politician, and once he complimented the man, the politician said, "Oh, well, that would be good. You can come and work in the field." Talking about come and work for us. It was a joke because the man's a Republican, but still, Bill Maher sat back and said, "The field? I'm a house nigger." There was a lot of pushback with that. People in the crowd cheered and everything, but afterwards there was a lot of pushback. People were saying he should be fired. HBO, you should fire him. You can't use that word, etc., etc., etc. He apologized. He apologized. It was a bit of a weak apology because he said I was tired and sometimes.
You know what? Now that you just said it, no, they should have hung him out to dry, man. Now, listening to how you just said it just now, I think that's extremely, extremely insulting.
How so?
It is insulting.
It's extremely insulting because even in context, like he come out with something saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a comedian," and with us comedians, it comes off the head, quick. We think about it, quick, like that, and all good and well. And don't get me wrong, I understand that because obviously we see that here with the the way we banter here, like us men are quick with it, and you have to be fast with it for it to be funny. But he's habitual line stepper. He went across the line with that one. When I think about it, just listening to it again just now, I didn't feel no way about it before, but now he's taking the piss.
He's taking the piss, and I'll let Stav go into what happened when Ice Cube was on there because that's the bit that I want to touch on because I think that's the most interesting part of this whole situation. What Ice Cube actually said. So Stav.
So the next week he didn't get kicked off the show. He's come back straight away. He's apologized again. Said I'm sorry for what I did. I messed up. Then he's got he usually has 3 panelists and 2 special guests. So one of his panelists was a black woman who's been on before. She works in politics, and he has 2 black guests. One of them was Ice Cube, and another one was a writer of a book about race. Actually, it's about white privilege. His book is about. So he's got this man on who's a friend of Bill Maher, and he said, "Look, I want you to, I brought you here basically so you can school me, tell me what you need to tell me."
Okay, one thing we need to acknowledge though, before he said what he said, 2 of them were coming on the show anyway. So I think the 2 guys were coming on the show. I think the woman was added extra, but Ice Cube and the other black guy was gotta be on the show.
No, he said no.
One of them,
maybe Ice Cube was because he's got a new album out. But
2 of them were gonna be
the
on the
black
show.
guy. He said it on the show. I watched the show. He said it on the show.
Well, maybe him.
I brought you here to talk to me about this.
Okay, but I know definitely 2 of them was there, and he added one of them. I don't know who he added, but he might be the manager.
Maybe it was the woman, but like I said, she's been on before. But maybe he brought her specifically because he wanted a female thing. But either way, irrespective, he has black people on all the time. It's not nothing new for him.
Yeah, he wasn't just bringing them on to back him, basically.
No, not to back him. He's the first person. He said it.
Yeah, but he might have had him on there anyway, and he just said it. But I definitely know that 2 of those people.
What difference does it make, anyways?
Because some people were thinking that he was just bringing on these people to because he said things to blacks, and he's now pleasing blacks while bringing blacks on the show. That wasn't the case.
Even if that's the case, so what?
Because that's not the case. It's not the case. They were gonna go there anyway.
Oh, okay, fine.
Goddamn fault to say ever.
So basically, the first guy told him about himself, but then kind of apologized for him as well. Because, like I said, they're friends. But he did tell him about himself, and then he apologized for him. Then he told him about himself. Then he apologized for him. Then Ice Cube came.
I hate that. Never apologize for the white man. Don't, man, because they won't do it for you. Come on, then.
Ice Cube came on, and he blazed him, man. He put, as far as I'm concerned, I think, because somebody said they didn't agree with what he was saying or how he put it, but I think he put him in his place well. Because at this point of the show, he's had enough people say, you shouldn't have done this, you shouldn't have done this, you shouldn't have done this. Ice Cube is the last guest on, and he starts saying it. And then even Bill Maher, you can see he's getting fed up. And he said, yeah, it's been said. And the way Ice Cube looked at him and said, you're not about me. And he shut up. It's like, well, listen, everybody that wants to put you in your place now, you have to stand there and shut up and take it. because it's not because this person spoke. He's speaking on behalf of me. I'm here now to talk, and I want to talk to you. I'm here in your face. And he brought it up. He said, "Well, you're here. You got a new album. Do you want to talk about the album, or do you want to talk about the controversy?" And the first thing Ice Cube said was, "Yeah, I knew you'd fuck up soon, because you push the barrier all the time. He is risky with his jokes, and he makes a lot of race jokes. A lot of race jokes,
of course.
Yeah. So he said, I knew one day you were gonna cross the line, and you crossed the line. And he told him why he shouldn't cross that line. And then Ice Cube even apologized for him. He said, even though I feel that you are somebody that is pro-black, that you do believe in women's rights and black people's rights, and you are a leftist, but because you have had black women girlfriends, yeah,
apparently only dates black women.
Okay, I didn't even know that. But because you are in with the black crowd, you have lots of black friends. You are too familiar.
Yes,
and at some point that familiarity will cross over. That's what Ice Cube was saying,
and that's what I agree with. I think it comes, especially in America, especially in the United States of America, they feel like they are too. And you hear as well, they have British boys that hang around with the blacks, and they think that they can say certain things. In fact, Stormzy put it quite nicely when he said it in the tune. When he said about, what did he say in the tune?
He said, "You think I could let my white bedroom call me nigga?"
Never,
mad.
Right, because in the end, people do get to that point.
And I think that's jigger. No.
Yeah, there's blatant boys out there that's saying, yes, my nigga, to their black friends, because the black friends are like, cool. They think it's not a problem. They think it's not an issue. And in America, they definitely have this issue with race where they have, like, I hear people sometimes coasting white people to say it, man, it's cool. Don't worry about it. I don't have a problem saying it. You could say it in front of me. I heard them saying it all the time.
Yeah, big up Jay-Z and Kanye.
Oh, yeah, niggas in Paris. I don't agree with that at all. Because
they told them to say it.
Did they?
They were there in the concert. It's like you can say they said it for this show. You're allowed to say the word nigga. Wow, that's what they were saying in concerts.
Boy, I've lost a lot of respect for the two of them there, boy. I didn't know that ever came
like
like that.
Sing along.
All right. So anyway, so it's got to a point now where they think that it's fine and they can push it, and they got that black friend that that black woman or black man that they got at home that says, it's cool. Me and you, I know, me and you are not racist. You're with me. You can say it's not a big deal. And they are getting comfortable with it, especially because rappers are promoting it as well in their rap songs. They put it in every other word. They want to be able to sing along, so they're getting comfortable with it. So then this is why this guy now decided that he could probably get away with his joke, because he's in with the black crowd right now. They all like him. They know that he runs for them. If anything comes up, he runs. He's the face of the massa. He can say to them, no. We don't like this. You shouldn't be doing this to black people. He's backing them and blah, blah, blah. So he thought he was all right to say it. And Ice Cube told him, no, you're not. And he should have chopped him in his throat as well.
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to say. Generally speaking, if you got friends that are other than black around you and they're dropping nigga this, nigga that, I don't even like to say the damn word.
What about the Puerto Ricans? Can Fat Joe say it?
Again,
Fat Joe is the one that I have a big problem with, man.
Exactly.
Fat Joe tell you straight that he's saying it as well. He's not even getting... The biggest one I've had was not even Fat Joe. There was one white guy that was on Drink Champs one time. I forget his name. He's an A&R in hip hop, yeah? He's a white guy. And he's just known to say the word nigger. And people just accept it. To the point he was just saying it on the Drink Champs podcast.
Noriega said he could say it.
Yeah. He said, you're the only white guy that could say nigger.
So you did,
and he was saying it like, man, he was saying, he didn't have to say the word. Like the words he was using, or the things he was using to describe and say the words, didn't need the word nigger. He was just put it in there because he can do it. And he was going on like to say he could just do that.
I'm out here with a campaign, and I'm saying, don't get rid of your white friends. Just G-check them. Anytime it slips out, as soon as they utter the last syllable, chop them in the throat, nice and quick. And when they're choking in front of you, say, sorry, what did you say? Okay then.
What Ice Cube said in that segment with this guy was that that's a word that you used, and when you used it, it felt like a dagger in our heart or a dagger in our back. And he went on to say that we've taken that word now. The word is ours. So he says that when my people say it, they say it with a certain. It has a different.
It's endearing.
It's endearing, my end.
I know it doesn't.
My end. He's saying that we've taken it now, and you can't use it. I get his point. I really do.
I disagreed with him on that one.
I get his point, but I'm not buying the whole idea of continuously promoting the word. I've got to confess that I say or that I have said the word many occasions back in the past. I'll even go as far as to say that I've said it recently, but it's something I try not to say. I don't think it's something that we should be.
Right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's something that we should be promoting, or even using as a term of endearment. When I talk to my brothers and the people that are close to me, I say king, brethren, and things like that. I don't need to say that word. There's so many other words in the vocabulary that you can use, and I'm not buying the fact that can be used.
But it rhymes with so many words.
It does, but these guys are great lyricists, man.
Doesn't cracker rhyme with the same number of words? It's the same thing. Well,
Yeah, but they don't hang around the crackers.
yeah, but like even like
And no, anyways, they're different.
even like Kendrick upset me a little bit with that Triple X song off of Damn. I love that song so much. There's a piece in there where he says he'll chip her N in the head and throw the burner in his lap. And I took that whole section and I changed every N bomb in there to cracker, and it worked just as well. It did. It worked just as well. It was even more poignant.
Okay. So do you feel that you can reclaim the N-word?
Well, they've done it already, innit?
No, okay, so you feel they can then?
I think that they have taken the word, and used it in a different way, without a doubt. But I don't agree with the idea of it. You mentioned Kendrick Lamar. I like J. Cole a lot more than Wahala does, but he says it so many times in his albums. I just think, why?
And that's why I don't like him.
Why are we as a people always trying to reclaim nonsense?
There you go. I call my brothers kings. I call them brothers, brethren.
I like that question,
You know what I mean?
Why do you want to claim nonsense? You should rebuke it.
Yeah. But don't they kind of believe that the N-word kind of comes from Negus and all them kind of...
No, like, listen. When
I'm just asking the question.
When you got people that are lost, innit? When you got people that are lost, they find glimmers of light in the darkness, and because that's all you can see in darkness is the little glimmer of light, you run towards it as if to say it's the truth. You get there and find out maybe it's not. You see another glimmer of light and you keep doing that. No one's got the right direction, innit? So when someone's in a great amount of pain, they can either stop the pain from happening or they can reimagine what it is pain. You understand what I'm saying to you? So you can either stop people from ever saying the word, stop the word have ever been used in history, or you can look at it to say, well, actually, if we take the word, we can make it mean something else, as if the other stuff didn't exist anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's foolish.
It's just some bullshit. That guy's name's Steve LaBelle, by the way. The white guy that says his nigga, that everybody says it's fine to say the word.
It's foolishness.
I think we should not say it.
I don't particularly like saying the word. The thing about it with this stupid thing, is, as I said, it is all about, this word is such a power word. The same way that I remember Staff said that the word faggot now is such a power word. You can't use those words, blah, blah, blah. The obsession with white people wanting to be able to use the word. Just because, it's
the N-word.
Yeah, it's their white supremacy kicking in. I should be able to say that damn thing. You lot should say it. I can never say it. Why should I be able to say it? I created the damn thing. Why should I be able to say it?
And meantime, black people are not realizing that all of the words that other people don't want you to say, they annex them. Yeah, you can't say anything about the Jewish community without it being anti-Semitic. You can't say anything about the homosexual community without it being homophobic. You can't say anything about the the trans community without it being transphobic. But somehow we're just gonna say, we haven't given it a term. We're just gonna say you can't say that word.
It's racist.
But racism isn't like a very specific thing. It's just very, very like it's open season. Everything's racism.
Everything's transphobic these days.
It's true. I hear that.
What I would say, because I didn't really agree with you, Simple Simon, because racism popped in my head straight away. But what you said at the end kind of makes sense if you flesh it out, because homophobia is about gays. Yeah, it's something towards gay. A gay person can't be homophobic to a straight person. Yeah, a trans person can't be transphobic to a cis person or whatever it is, and a Jewish person can't be, what's the word for the anti-Semitic to someone who's not
a Semite.
Yeah, but anybody can be racist.
Exactly.
That's open
season,
and we'll leave it on that note. Church notes and goodbyes. We'll have to pick this racism up another time. We're running long.
Okay, so Big Wahala in the building. At Big Wahala as well. At Big Wahala on Instagram too. Enjoy yourselves, people. Have a nice week.
Simple Simon FB on Twitter. That's about it.
It's Yemi Online on Twitter and Yemi's Insta on Instagram and Facebook. Catch me anywhere through the mediums. Boom. Bad man thing.
Big up DJ Webslinger. Catch him at DJ Webslinger on Twitter and at that actor, spelled DAT actor, on Twitter and Instagram as well. After Wahana stopped killing himself with the cutters, he started puffing cigars, clearly. I am Stavros Boss. Catch me at Stavros Boss everywhere. And catch us collectively at ESN Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Search for Eloquently Saying Nothing or ESN Podcasts on Facebook. And if you want to email a question in, put your name at the bottom or whatever name you want us to say at esnpodcast@gmail.com.
And review us, man. Review us, baby.
Rate and review us, please, on your different podcatchers.
Yours.
We are out.
If you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slag for life.
How comes you get this?
Ever since Jimmy Crab Kong, fucking hell, I listened to the hours back.
Have you man said that Scissor album?
Nah, it's deep.
It's not bad. Who's album? Scissor. Scissor. S-Z-A. Is it Z or Z? Because people keep telling me I'm saying it wrong.
Z, man. What? Because we're English. We say
Yeah,
Z.
but I've just heard it, both of them, and
It's Z, man.
I don't know the difference.
Don't slap them.
I'll be honest with you, because I knew Lobs was like a good show. You kind of wanted to sing for me. Give up.
are you ever going to get bored of singing the
He's not.
He's so happy doing it as well.
I love it. Sure.
Did you do that?
Yeah. Are you like the one of those? Me.
Damn it.
That's great, man.
I expect the penis to come flying out from somewhere and drop a gun. Amber Rose come out. So